Hey, what's up, family? Hey, today I'm gonna do this video here, and it's gonna tie in with a lot of us as we grew up and just living everyday life. So I'm gonna title this one, Crybabies. Yes, just like I'm saying, like a little baby crying. Crybabies don't fight back. Now think about what I'm saying. A lot of us, everyday life, when you're going through whatever type of confrontation from the time you was a child, teenager, adult, we are engaging in certain activities or interactions with others where it's going to determine, do you fight back at all, or do you let stuff just tolerate stuff and let it just run you over? You know, so do you fight back? But most crybabies don't fight back. So there's a lot to say with that. And what I mean by that, when I say fight back, it don't always have to be physical. Fighting back could be just a verbal confrontation, but do you stand up for yourself? Fighting back could be a lot of times of us when we were kids, where another kid may tell jokes and funny jokes and to humiliate you. Do you know how to, AKA, fight back and tell jokes back? If not, you get humiliated. It's almost like that episode. Remember the two episodes, one on the Bernie Mac show and the other one with Damian Wayans, My Wife and Kids. In both shows, they had a similarity where Jordan, Bernie Mac's nephew, another kid was at school telling jokes on him, and he went home humiliated because he didn't know how to fight back. Instead, he just whimper and go home, AKA crying. And when he told Bernie, Bernie said, boy, you got to know how to tell jokes. Boy, you got to tell jokes. You say this and you say that. Your mother so this and you're so poor that. See, fight back. It don't always have to be physical. Remember on My Wife and Kids, Junior came home and he was like, there's this boy, he said these jokes about me, he put me down. And he didn't know what to do. And his father said, boy, you come from a whole family of jokesters. Man, here, I'm gonna give you a couple of jokes what to say. Say this and say that. And he was laughing. He went back to school and see, he fought back. But if you don't have this in your life, a lot of us don't have that gene, that pugnacious gene to fight back. And as always, love to give y'all a word of the day. As always, need to broaden your vocabulary. Use different words in your vocabulary as opposed to the same words every day. Now, if you look up the word pugnacious, it's Pugnacious. Pugnacious just simply means eager to argue or to fight. Someone that always want to fight. So I'm not saying you always want to be a pugnacious person, but when the time arises itself, in a mature way, you try to handle stuff, but sometimes you have to be pugnacious, meaning I'm eager to fight back. So let me jump right into an actual real story. This is a real story, and I'm not going to mention no names, but people that's close to me, people that know me personally, and went to this school I'm getting ready to talk about, they know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say no names. So I'm not trying to humiliate no one, but I'm trying to identify with a lot of y'all out there, I don't care where you at in the world, you can say, ooh, I knew somebody like that. All right, let me get to the point. I remember I was in 6th grade. I was new to the school, Lafayette, new to the school, didn't really know but a few people. All right, so now, during the course of the day, I kept hearing about this big fight after school. Man, such and such and such and such gonna have this fight. And the two guys that was gonna fight, they were very popular. Both of them was very known and very popular. But I ain't know neither one of them. I just kept hearing every class I went to, they said, man, such and such are gonna fight. They're gonna fight after school. So when school was let out, I seen a big crowd of people going down the street. So I heard about the fight and I see the crowd. I started following the crowd. When I got to the end where the fight was actually at with those two guys, you seen the one guy, the aggressor, he was like, nah, man, come on, put your hands up, man, put your hands up. And the other guy was just standing there saying, man, I'm not gonna fight you back. And the other guy went, bah, punched him dead in his face. And the whole time the other guy, his hands was right here. He was like, just took the punch. He said, I'm not gonna fight you back. I'm not gonna fight you back. And then he hit him again, bah, bah, right? And then the other guy just took the punches, just, bah, bah. And he's like, I'm not gonna fight you back. Violence is not the problem. Violence is not the answer. I'm not gonna fight you back. Yo, the dude hit him again. Boop, boop, boop. Dropped him against the car. He just got up, tears, crying like a crybaby, and said, somebody just grabbed him because I'm telling you, I don't care if he killed me. I'm not gonna fight him back. I'm not fighting back. Boo, boo. It was like, oh boy, it was like, and this dude was not fighting back. That was the first time in my life I seen some nonsense like that. He had no pugnacious nature in him whatsoever. But me seeing this, it enacted something instinctively that was planted in me by my brothers, by my two brothers, how they raised me, how they bullied me, how they taught me how to stand up for myself. When I seen that with that dude doing that, something clicked in my mind where I said, I mean, I'm not like that anyway, but still, something still clicked in my head where I said, yo, this guy crazy. This dude punching him all in his face, and he just standing there talking about, I'm not gonna fight back. Man, when he did that, I instantly looked around, and I even looked at the guy that was beating him up. I said, man, in my head, I said, man, I don't care who I gotta fight. If the joker way bigger than me or not, yo, you gonna remember me. Because you ain't gonna just beat me and think that I'm not gonna fight back like this clown. You crazy?
But
My brothers ain't raised me to be no chump like that. It was always something pugnacious in me. I'm gonna fight back. You crazy if you think I'm not.
But babe, you know it's crazy. It seems so, because that doesn't make any sense. Anybody goes through their minds, if somebody gonna attack me, I'm gonna attack back. But for some reason, mentally, he was stuck.
See,
that he was raised probably in a different way.
That's why I was gonna hit you. I like that you brought that up, because it goes to show. Now, I'm not saying I know this for a fact, because I don't.
Yeah.
But there's a high probability why that kid act that way, because he probably was raised in a house with nothing but his mama, his auntie, and his grandma, all women. Nobody teaching him to stand up and fight for yourself. Now, I know there's a couple of y'all out there that's gonna say, oh, that's not true. Where you get those facts? Okay, let me prove my facts. Even if you went in the animal world, the female animal will have nothing to do with the male animal if she see he's a coward. He may look pretty and nice and all this, but if she realized, yo, he don't fight back, stand up, I don't want no coward. And these two dudes that I'm talking about were popular cats. Even, I'm sure a lot of the girls back then, they thought he was good looking, handsome, thought he was too. But I know for one thing, when the girls seen the guy just taking the punches, I know they immediately wasn't attracted to him no more. They was like, yo, this guy, they just still got beat up and didn't even try to fight back. So why would I be with a guy like that? I don't care how good looking you may be. Why would I be with a guy like that? If something ever happened to me as a female, saying, you know, the girl, she knew right then and there, he not gonna stand up for me. He not gonna defend my honor. He don't even defend his own honor. See, so that lost his credibility quick. You know what I'm saying? But see, back to your statement, and like where I gave the answer to that. Even in the animal kingdom, the females may be attracted to a certain bird, lion, whatever it is. But when they see that male don't have no pugnacious nature, remember, eager to fight or argue. When they have no pugnacious nature, they be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn to fight back. You must fight back. No one's saying that you gotta be some type of vulgar person out here, but sometimes when certain situations arise, you handle it in a mature way, but sometimes you got to get physical. But one thing you don't do is just tolerate nonsense being ran over all the time. You just being like, oh boy, I'm not gonna fight back. You just getting punched all in the face. That's ridiculous, man. Man, that put a stain in my brain. I couldn't understand that. Matter of fact, let me give you another one. I remember when I was in the 9th grade, right? At the time where I lived, it was a huge drug kingpin in our neighborhood. It was called Bilal Pretlow. Y'all can look it up. This ain't no fake story. But I remember this one time we was in the cafeteria, right? And I got in this argument with this cat. I ain't gonna mention his name either. But I got in an argument with this cat. We was going at it. And the next thing you know, I stood up, I said, yo, and I grabbed him. I said, man, I'm gonna beat your ass. What's wrong with you, man? I said, I'm gonna bust you out. What's wrong with you, man? What you think you talking for? Whatever. I guess he thought he was joking, whatever. But I snatched him up, right? And I know when I let him go, I threw him back in the seat. Yo, and then he stood up. He's like, yo, I don't appreciate that, man. You touching me, man. Don't be putting your hands on me, man. I'm telling you, man. Don't let nobody put their hands on me. He started crying, right? Like I said, title of the video, Crybabies Don't Fight Back. He's like, yo, I'm telling you, man, you gonna get yours, man. I'm telling you, man, you gonna get yours. He remind me of old boy from I'm gonna get you sucker. He's like, I'm gonna get you, Miss Mitchell. She stole my 5 cents. I was gonna buy a scooter bar with that. She stuck me in the back of my head. But anyway, he was crying. He said, yo, man, you gonna get yours, man. And don't think I'm crying because I'm scared of you. Because I ain't scared of you, man. Anybody that know me, they know when I get mad, I start crying.
Oh, my God.
This is what he said. And I'm sitting there like, well, man, shut up, man. But then he hit me with this one. Oh, boy. He said, remember, I said it was around the time, the 80s, late 80s or something like that, mid 80s. There was a big time drug lord named Pretlow. Yo, he said, yo, after school you gonna get yours because I'm gonna get my cousin Bilal. I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna call him as soon as I leave here. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna leave the cafeteria. I'm gonna tell him to come get you. He gonna get you. And I heard about Pretlow. The word around town, the whole town, everybody knew about Pretlow. So it was like, when he said his cousin was Pretlow and Pretlow's gonna get me, man, I was like Martin. Remember that episode when Tommy Hearns beat Martin up and Tommy tried to get tough? And Martin tried to get tough. He's like, man, you know, Tommy, you think you're tough, but I call Sugar Ray Leonard, and he said, you ain't the hitman, you the get hitman. He was scared. His fingers was like this, but he was scared. That's how I felt. When he said his cousin was Pretlow, and Pretlow come to get me, man, I was looking around all day. I went to class, I was looking at the clock. I was like, dang, man, it's 1:30. Damn, it's 1:45. He said his cousin, man, I wasn't a coward, but I was like, this guy was a known drug lord. I was like, man, he gonna probably have guns, and I was scared.
You sound like those people that have a fight. Say, I'm gonna wait for you at 3 o'clock.
I'm gonna get to that.
I'm gonna get to 3 o'clock.
Yo, you know what a coincidence? I cut class it was about 2 o'clock. I cut class. I went outside. We were sitting on the edge of this brick. It was me. Matter of fact, one of my buddies at the time, his name was Brick. It was me, Brick. I think his boy was Rob, Black Rob. He was a dark-skinned cat, and these other 2 cats. And we was all outside chilling. Next thing you know, we seen from the school up the street coming down some guy with this big leather jacket, bally shoes and all that coming down, bright as heck. And they all got up off the bricks, and they said, oh snap, there go Bilal, yo, Bilal coming down now, man. And when they said Bilal, I was like, oh, damn, bro. I ain't running. If I gotta fight, I just gotta fight, man.
You're a punk.
Yo, my brothers ain't raised me to be no chump. So I was like, man, if I gotta fight, I gotta fight, but I ain't running, man. But I ain't scared, man. But if he pull out a gun or something, I was in the 9th grade. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna fight. So what, man? I hope these jokers down with me, but they all seem to be kissing his butt. Man, if I gotta fight, I'm just gonna fight. Next thing you know, Bilal came down, and he's like, yo, man, what y'all up to, man? You know what I'm saying? What's everything going on, man? So everybody was just kissing his butt, and I still was there on the defense. Like, I was waiting for him to sneak me or something, because I was like, I'm gonna get a hit in. I'm gonna get it. I was bracing myself, like, and he's like, yeah, man, but yo, man, you know the reason I'm coming down here, man, because yo, one of my people's called me. I was like, oh, here it come, bro. He said, man, I heard it was some white dude up in this school. He went and took Black Studies class, and he was saying, man, F those niggas and man, forget Black Studies, man, forget Black history and all. He was talking all this junk. So I'm like, all of a sudden my defenses went down a little bit. He said, yo, man, I've been getting everybody in the school together, man. We're gonna roll on that joker, man. Everybody, he said, yo, is y'all down? Y'all down? And then he came right in my face and he said, yo, man, you down too? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm down. Yeah, we gonna get that guy, man. I knew the heat was off of me now. But me and the other dude who that incident started with, me and him, we became cool. That was just a little incident we had. This is part of growing up. Like I said, I didn't say, but I say now, these are building blocks. Growing up as a kid or anybody, they are building blocks. You have to. It is great when you got an older brother, uncle, father, or whatever. They got to teach you at times to be tougher, to learn how to do stuff on your own. Even for girls, we got to teach our young ladies how to fix this, how to do this. Everybody's not going to always be there to hold your hand and do it for you. So even this applies to girls too, fighting back. It could be something so simple as know how to fix little things in your car, fixing a flat tire, like I showed that video of my daughter. Fix a flat tire. Don't be a typical girl where you just pretty and dainty, but you don't know how to do nothing. Fight back. Do something to help yourself. No. So these are building blocks. Like I said, even if you look at the animal kingdom, I know I'm always referring to lions, but look at little cubs. When they little babies, you see them playing with each other, biting each other, jumping on each other. These are building blocks to help strengthen them mentally and physically. And it applies to us as well. Like I said earlier in the video, crybabies don't fight back. Because if it hasn't been planted in you, like that dude I said in school that just kept taking the punches to the face and crying, I ain't gonna right back. See, he probably had nothing planted in him because he probably, more than likely, he probably grew up around nothing but females and they never taught him how to stand up for himself or to fight back. It has to be planted in you. Sometimes it don't, but in most cases it has to be planted in you to say, yo, I'm not gonna just sit back and tolerate nonsense. No, man, speak up, stand up, fight back, be pugnacious. You know what I'm saying? It's so many ways we can look at this. I like that you said that earlier. A lot of us, we all had that incident when we was in school where we went through this. Tell me, y'all may not know sign language, but we all learned this sign language. Remember this one right here? You sitting in class right here? Because I remember I seen this, but it was the funniest thing. I was sitting in class, and I looked across the classroom, and I seen another dude looking at another dude that was in back on the side of me. He went like this to him. He said, we know exactly what that meant. That meant you and me gonna fight at 3 o'clock. That was the most scariest thing, because that person that didn't want to fight, when the other bully told him, he knew, oh damn, I gotta fight at 3 o'clock. That joker, for the rest of the day, he was looking at the clock. Damn, it's 12 o'clock. It's 12:30. Damn, I don't want to fight. What I gotta do? I'm going to the principal. I'm going to guidance counselor. I'm leaving school. I'm calling my mommy. He tried to. It's one thing to take a butt whooping, but ain't nothing worse. Only thing worse than an actual beating is the anticipation of a beating. Think about it.
Man, you remind me of the movie Teacher, when Ice Cube.
That was a funny one.
Oh my
That
God!
happened. There's a couple movies like that. That one called with Teacher with Ice Cube. There's another one called My Bodyguard. They both the same type of storyline where it's like he told him after 3 o'clock it's gonna be a fight, and all day he's like, "Oh man, I don't want to fight." Oh no, that was, I think it's called 3 o'clock high. 3 o'clock high, My Bodyguard, and Teacher. All of them had like pretty much the same storyline in school. Where it's like 3 o'clock, we're gonna fight. Like you, me, at 3 o'clock.
Right.
Jokers knew what that means. And so, like I said, it's one thing getting a beating, but ain't nothing worse than the anticipation of beating. Another way to explain it to y'all out there to understand, think about it. When you was being bad in school or whatever, you got suspended from school. Now you went home and you thought you had half a day off and you chilling. Next you know, while you home, your phone rang and you picked up the phone. Hello? And it was your mother or it was your father. A lot of times it was your mother though, you know what I'm saying? And the mother answered the phone, and now you like, hey, Mom. She's like, yeah, that's just what I thought, boy. I got a call from school, and they told me your butt got suspended. Well, you listen here, Miss Smarty Pants. When I get home, I'm going to whoop your ass. now you like, that little party you had in the house, now you like, oh, damn. All day you like, damn, where'd you go? What time is it? It's 2, oh, man, it's 2:30. Damn, Mommy going to be home at 5 o'clock. Let me clean up the house. Let me wash the dishes. You trying to do all this nice stuff. So now when she come home, but all day you know, damn, I'm gonna get a beat. And then when she do come home, you scared as hell. You like, Mommy, I cleaned the house. I did all this. And she's like, look, boy, don't try to talk sweet to me, because you ain't nothing worse. I'm at work and I done got a call from you saying you cutting up, you got suspended. Now I'm losing time for my job. Now I'm gonna whoop your butt. Now, here's another anticipation. Even you got the beating from Mommy. After she beat you, she say, and when your daddy get home, you're gonna get another beat. Ain't nothing worse. But sticking to the topic of the story of this video, crybabies don't fight back. A lot of times, like I said, fighting back does not have to be physical. A lot of times it is simply standing up for yourself. And standing up for yourself could simply be verbal confrontation. It could be telling jokes, knowing how to tell jokes, because that's what a lot of kids do anyway. We tell jokes, putting each other, humiliating each other, but you got to know how to tell funny jokes back to defend yourself, aka fighting back. It could be in a court system where you got all your stuff together to fight back, or you have to pay a lawyer. I hate to have to go to a lawyer because they be the only ones making money, the lawyer in the damn court system. So I try to avoid that in all cases. But this is ways of fighting back. It does not have to always be physical. But whatever way it is, do not be like that first story I told you where the guy just took punches to the face and they were brutal. And he just stood there with both hands like this. I'm not going to fight back. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not going to fight back. I'm not going to fight it back. I'm not. Is it crazy? That's shame on his parents. That's shame on his sister, his aunt, his grandmother, all of them. Y'all got this boy out here defenseless, don't know how to do nothing because they get caught up in that stupid stuff. I don't need a man. That's another one of my videos. It's called Just That. I don't need a man. You don't need a man. Guess what? Your son needs a man in his life because he do stupid stuff like that cat I just explained because no one's there to teach him because you thought you don't need a man. Couldn't have that kid without a man, right? So let's stick to the topic. Like I said, crybabies don't fight back. Are you familiar with a crybaby who didn't fight back? It could be all kind of situations. The one thing you should do in life is fight back. Don't never just keep tolerating nonsense and you do nothing. And on that note, subscribe, share, like, and comment.